If you're working as a health, fitness, or wellness professional, you're going to have clients come to you with food sensitivity issues. So in this video, you're going to learn how to help clients identify which foods are creating the trouble and even how to fix it. Let's get at it.
T.C. Hale is not a doctor and does not claim to be a doctor or licensed in any type of medical field. Don't be an idiot and use anything heard on the show as medical advice. This information should be used for educational purposes only, and you should contact your doctor for any medical advice. Now get off me.
Now, when trying to help clients with food sensitivity issues, it's more important to understand the cause of food sensitivity issues than how to fix them. Because if you don't correct the underlying cause with a client, they won't be able to improve those food sensitivity issues, and they're more likely to create more down the road. This video is going to walk you through helping clients figure out which foods are creating the issue, and then steps to reintroduce those foods to test out are they still causing troubles after the problems have been corrected. But if you haven't already, watch our video on helping clients understand food sensitivity issues, because you really need to understand all that underlying cause stuff before these other steps are going to be helpful at all. So stop the video and watch that if you haven't seen it already. Now, beyond fixing any digestive malfunctions so that the client can really break their food down into elemental nutrients, you also need to help a client correct any type of bacterial or yeast, mold, fungal type overgrowth issues before the steps we talk about here today are really going to be beneficial. So we'll talk about how to get into that in just a second. But it does appear that most of these food allergy and food sensitivity type tests are flawed in one way or another. So what we've found is the best way to actually figure out which foods are causing trouble is to do a significant food elimination diet for 30 days. That means you need to help the client eliminate all the foods that most commonly cause trouble for the most amount of people for 30 days. That means you have to help them figure out how to not even take one bite, not one sip. That means they need to know all the ingredients in what they're eating. If they go out to a restaurant, they need to ask what's in this. Because if you have one bite of a food that you're eliminating, you pretty much have to start that 30 days all over again. So this means you need to explain to the client, you're going to have to plan ahead. You're going to have to know what you're doing, and don't get stuck all starving and hungry and making stupid decisions like, golden grams in a taco shell is a great idea right now. Because you're not going to be able to succeed on this program if you don't completely eliminate the foods for 30 days. Now, this can be a difficult task for some people to do, but it really is the only way to really figure out the foods that are creating a problem. Now, chapter 11 of my book, Health Pro Results, walks through this process and will show you step by step how to do that. And it's available on Amazon, but in the description below this video, I'm going to give you a link to get the whole book totally for free. So you can get it there, and that'll kind of walk you through this process. But I'm going to break down the basics for you right now. So the breakdown is you need to help clients remove all processed foods, all sweeteners, all grains in any form, all dairy, all legumes, and all alcohol. And your client's going to be like, well, you can't mean all alcohol. I mean, what if it's on sale? Yes, all alcohol. Now just explain to clients, look, it's 30 days. I know it's difficult, but it's only 30 days. You can do anything for 30 days if you really want to see some results. Now, the initial reaction that you're going to get is, well, what am I going to eat? You just removed everything I eat. There's nothing left. And the reality is you just have to teach them, well, there's this stuff called real food. It grows out of the ground, and it comes from animals, and it's actual food. It's not in a package, and it's called food. So you have to kind of show them. And my book has these lists that kind of break down, oh, here's all the foods you can eat. And then people are like, oh, yeah, that's a food. Oh, I can eat that. Oh, there's lots of things that I can eat. You can also help clients understand that, my friends Dallas and Melissa Hartwig wrote this book. It starts with food, and it kind of walks people through doing what they call a Whole 30, and it's basically a 30-day elimination diet, just like we're talking about here. But there's a lot of popular information out there where you can just search for Whole 30 recipes, and your clients will find all kinds of things like, oh yeah, I can eat that. That'll be great. So that can be an easy way to find other options when you're making so many eliminations. Now, if a client is also dealing with autoimmune type symptoms, they're also going to want to remove some other foods like nuts and eggs and nightshade vegetables. And I have a whole list of those foods in chapter 11 of my book as well. So once a client eliminates all these foods for 30 days and they start to see some improvements to some symptoms, then it's time to start adding foods back in. But you really got to do this the right way. The most important thing is that a client has to add in one food at a time. If they just go in like, hey, I'm going to have a soy salami sandwich with peanut butter on it, then they're adding too many things at once. And if they have symptoms again, they won't know which one created the trouble. So they really need to add in one food at a time, and you want to give them 2 or 3 days before they introduce another food. Because it's not like, oh, I ate this food, now I got an extra foot growing out of my neck. You know, sometimes it takes 2 or 3 days for the symptom to really kick in. So you want them to introduce a new food every 2 or 3 days, one at a time, and then if a food creates those symptoms again, they know they need to remove that for now. Maybe they can't eat that right now, so they continue to leave it out so they can add other foods back in to see if other foods are creating any trouble. If food creates symptoms, they just leave those out and continue to add other ones to figure out what is the arsenal of food that they can eat without having any trouble. Now, once digestive malfunctions are really truly corrected, in about 6 months, they may be able to test those foods out again. Some people are going to do okay with them. Some people may need to go a whole year or more without a food before they can consume it again. I can remember, tomatoes gave me trouble, and I think it was like a year or so I could finally start eating them again, and then they do okay. But they may also find that some foods that they just need to leave out indefinitely, and that's how it is. But at least they've pinpointed what the trouble is, and they can avoid it. And it's just that simple. Now, simple doesn't mean that it's going to be easy. Some clients are going to have a really hard time eliminating these foods. And if they have cravings that are severe, check out our video on understanding sugar cravings so you can help clients get past that part. If they can get past the cravings part, then the 30 days is going to be a breeze for them. Now, we also have other tools in our Bio-I membership just for health professionals where we have done-for-you courses that teach clients about how to figure out what aspects of digestion may be malfunctioning and then steps they can take to fix it. So these are courses that with the membership you can give them to your clients or you can sell them to your clients and you keep all the money. But in my Health Pro Results book that I'll put the link for free down below, you can get the information that you need and that'll be able to walk you through this process. Now, if you haven't already, check out our video on helping clients understand food sensitivity issues so you can get a better understanding of that underlying cause issue. I can't wait to hear about your results.